I realized I haven't really done an introduction to the Porsche yet as far as videos go. It is a 911 turbo body. It's a kit car, but I kind of hesitate calling it a kit car because this particular brand, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. If I'm smart enough, I'll add it right there in the screen. But they actually molded these directly off of a 911 turbo. Usually a kit car, you know, it has to kind of resemble. It can't be like a direct copy because, you know, copyright infringement and all that stuff. Well, this company, from what I've read, they only made them for about 3 years. They were molded directly off an actual car, so much so that you can run stock doors, stock trunk, and a stock hood. They only made them for 3 years, and then they got the shit suit out of them by Porsche, and eventually it just bankrupted the entire company, and they couldn't make anymore because the copy was just too much like it. Even the glass, you can run all stock glass. It has never been on a chassis, I think, as long as it's been built, or at least as long as I can, at least as far as I can tell, because it doesn't look like there's any really holes anywhere for anything. The guy I got it from said it was in storage, I think, for already a decade, so it's been sitting for quite a long time. The doors, I pretty much have everything I need for it. Originally I was going to build a custom chassis for it, but just with time being a factor, I haven't really had any time to even get to it. Like I said, I've had so many customer cars. So it actually will go on like a VW pan or a Porsche pan. Porsches don't really have a pan. The older ones do, but it'll actually go on that. But obviously I'm not going to find a Porsche pan anywhere, at least not anywhere cheap. So I got a bug. Now the reason I say it's not exactly made for a bug is because it is, I believe, 3 inches shorter than a bug. So even though the pan will fit, you have to shorten it a little bit from the front and a little bit from the back, as much of a pain in the ass as that is. You can't just take it all out of one, you got to take a little bit. So basically 1.5 inches out of the back, 1.5 inches out of the front. Luckily on this one, I got the pan for free, 68 pan, and then I bought a 72 Volkswagen with the bigger 1600cc motor and independent rear suspension. And what I did was I cut that off because it was rusty. Even though this one's rusty, it was really rusty. I cut all that off, and what I've done now is I've welded my 72 pan to the back of my 68 pan. So I'll have the 68 front end, which will go underneath the Porsche a lot easier than the 72 front end would have that I had. And I'll have a bigger motor, independent rear suspension, and just, you know, a little bit more power, a little bit better brakes, just a little bit better everything. But I had video of me cutting all this up and doing all the welding yesterday, and sure enough, apparently the SD card I had was junk because I can't get the video off of it. So we're going to start as today's being our first video. So I already got the back done. What I got to do now is I got to take 2 inches out of the front section here. As you can tell, for some reason, somebody decided to weld a bunch of bullshit, bolts and random brackets and stuff. I guess they had a hole right there. Everything looks really solid around it, so it doesn't make any sense. I don't know if they were just trying to do something. But I'm obviously, since I got to take 2 inches out of here anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut all that shit out while I'm here. So that's the plan for today. Time to go. Let's get started. So much work to do. So much work to do. But should be worth it because I'm never going to afford a 911 turbo in my life, so a fake one's going to be as best as we can do for now. So I got the front end all done, and I wasn't planning on messing with the rust right now. I thought it was just kind of in the back and a couple little spots in the front. After I got to looking, the only thing that was good was the perimeter. So now I get to do that. But I might as well knock it all out now while I'm messing with the chassis. So now I get to put some 16 gauge sheet metal up in there. Good times. Good times. That's how you weld underneath the car. Got the chassis all finished, ready to mount the body. This ended up being a real pain in the ass compared to what I thought it was going to be. I got my 2 inches out of there and then 1 inch out of here. I think that's how I did it. I don't remember exactly. I have to look it up. But I got all my... Everything has plates and gussets and everything, especially on the bottom side. And then, like I said, I wasn't going to deal with this rust right now, but I figured what the hell, while I'm welding, I might as well deal with it. So I cut all that out and threw a piece of 16 gauge under there, and then I ran bracing underneath it as well. So everything is all braced up. Everything has gussets. And now we're ready to throw the body on.